Hey everybody, I wanted to wish you all a happy holiday, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, whatever it is you celebrate. You may not celebrate any of these things, and I still wish you well. I wish you much success in 2020 and, of course, good health. And I wanted to bring up good health simply because I want to thank so many of you who just wished me well and sent me great thoughts and prayers this morning. I shared something very personal on my community tab this morning. Yesterday, I was just lying in bed, as I pretty much am doing right now, and I was just kind of feeling around, feeling my chest, and I saw, I felt a lump in my right breast. Now, when I felt it, I had to, wait, what is this? And so I got on the phone and I decided to go ahead and schedule my mammogram. Now, I hadn't seen my doctor in a minute, and I was actually supposed to have my mammogram back in early September. So it was already late. Okay. So because of a cancellation, they were able to get me in there. And within an hour of doing the mammogram, which is so awful, women, when they smash your titties, it's just the worst pain. Within an hour, they called me back saying that they saw something. It's like a 2 centimeter something. And the radiologists wanted me to come back for further testing, but they can't do it until January 9th. They wished me a Merry Christmas and told me not to worry. Now, it's easy to tell somebody not to worry about something like that, right? But you can't help but to worry about that. Here I am. I have to sit on this for about a little over 2 weeks now. To figure out what's going on. Now, obviously, it doesn't have to be anything, right? It could be a cyst. It could be nothing. It could be a calcification. It could be any of those things, but I don't know. And so I'm just telling you, ladies, as a PSA from me to you, check your breast regularly. I stopped doing that. I used to do it every month, and I started getting lax, and I don't want you guys to do that. So just make sure that you are checking your breast regularly and you are going for your mammograms yearly. Whatever they tell you to do, go do it. Our health is important and we have to keep up with that. So let's get into this video. I have a lot to talk about here. First things first, we're going to talk about Eddie Murphy. So as you know, Eddie Murphy returned to SNL the other night. They are saying it was, I believe, their highest rated episode ever. And I'm not shocked because it's Eddie Murphy. And it was good to see all the guys back together and to see them all together on one stage. And, of course, he reprised a lot of his roles that made him famous on SNL. But I got to be honest with you, and please don't call me a Debbie Downer. It just hit a little different for me this time around. You had Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood. He did Buckwheat. He did Gumpy. And I have to say, as much as I laughed at these things when I was a kid, for some reason, it just hit a little different. Like the Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood, it started off kind of funny to me because of the whole gentrification stuff. And then it hit a sour note for me personally when he was running again away from all his kids. Like he had all these kids and he had to run away, like that stereotypical black stuff. And the reason why it hit differently for me, because white people was just laughing a little too hard for me. I was looking at Twitter and they was laughing a little too hard at Buckwheat. And again, as a kid, this shit was funny to me. But now as a grown up, and I don't want to be one of those super woke folks, but as a grown up, it just hit a little different. And I don't know if y'all understand or you saw that or you felt differently. I love Eddie Murphy, by the way. I'm not pouring any salt on Eddie Murphy. I love him. I love the fact that he is back. I love the fact that he is doing Coming to America 2. I can't wait to see that. I love Dolomite. So I'm glad to see him back. I just felt a little different with the white people and how they was hooping and hollering over Buckwheat and stuff like that. I'm like, when I was a kid, I didn't get it. I didn't understand it, but it just hit a little different for me now. And just let me know what you guys think. Did you like when he was on SNL? How did you feel about that? Just let me know. Next up, we are going to talk about the Respect movie. Now, I don't know if you guys saw the trailer for Respect. That is the Aretha Franklin movie starring none other than Jennifer Hudson. Now, listen, I think Jennifer Hudson is talented. She is not my cup of tea, though. She's just never been my cup of tea. We both Chicago girls. She has a great voice. I actually call her, I gotta be honest, I call her Screamer for Hudson because sometimes she just do a little too much for me, too much yelling. And I think she did great at Effie White. But I guess my problem with this is that I just didn't really want to see her as Aretha. I thought, Jasmine Sullivan one of my favorite singers, Jasmine Sullivan. I thought she would have been a great person to kind of get into this role. A lot of people was begging for Fantasia. Me, like I said, Jasmine Sullivan. I just don't want this to be Effie White Part 2. And I don't know if you guys understand, but I just don't want that to turn into... Aretha Franklin has she had an amazing life, an amazing story. Like, a whole lot of shit happened in her life. If you ever read any of the biographies or her own autobiography, a lot of that, she had an amazing life, okay? Crazy, too. Young mother. She was like, 12, 13 when she was a mom. Her father was wild as all outside. Her dad was a pastor, but man, when I tell you that them pastors used to get it in, he used to have all kinds of shit going on in the church, the orgies and stuff. Just a wild life. All the men she had married, and it's just an amazing life this woman lived. And I hope that they'll be able to really tell it the right way in this movie. But as I've stated, I don't want to see Effie White. And I'm hoping that Jennifer Hudson can do it justice. I'm going to give it a fair shake. I'm going to definitely go and support this movie. I'm going to be fair to Jennifer Hudson. I just hope it's not Effie White Part 2. That's all. I hope it's not Dreamgirls Part 2. All right. Next up, I want to talk a bit about Amanda Seales and the fact that Amanda Seales has now joined The Real. She is now a permanent co-host on The Real, and I am curious to what you guys think about that. Now, if you ever watched The Real, obviously these are very opinionated women. I still kind of feel like they are passive-aggressive opinionated women. Like, they don't really keep it real. They really don't. And now you are adding Amanda Seales to the mix that sometimes keeps it too real at times, and she can be loud and wrong a lot of times. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that every time Amanda Seales opens her mouth, I don't roll my eyes until I actually hear what she says. And a lot of times I agree with her. I'm not going to sit here and say I completely disagree with her 100% of the time. I don't. Sometimes she be spot on. And then sometimes she just be loud and wrong. Okay, we've all are guilty of being loud and wrong sometimes, right? But I'm curious as to how it's going to work on this show. Now, a lot of people are thinking that her and Lonnie Love are going to butt heads. And I'm actually not thinking it's going to be Lonnie Love that Amanda Seales butt heads with. I'm actually predicting it's Tamara. I think that Amanda Seales and Tamara are going to be the ones who kind of bump heads. That's my prediction. I'm calling it right now. Okay. She has co-hosted on The Real before, so the chemistry is there, and the women have temporarily worked together. But now that she's a permanent co-host, I think it's definitely going to be interesting. Maybe they're trying to fill this void that Tamar left. And even though Tamar's been gone for a while, there's still been this kind of like, you can just see it's something missing about this element. There's something missing there. And I think that's what they're trying to do with Amanda Seales. And I know they know that Amanda Seales is going to be controversial because she does not hold back. She gives her opinion and she doesn't care who it is. While they're going to be real nice, nasty to these women like, Kim Kardashian, if they start talking about Kim, Amanda's not going to be nice, nasty. She's just going to be nasty. And so I'm watching it. Shit. I am definitely going to try to catch it as often as I can because I am definitely looking forward to see how the dynamics are going to work between these women. I mean, Jenny Mae, all of them. I can't wait. Next up is Lizzo. And the reason why I put Lizzo in this video is because I read this interview that Lizzo did recently where she said she would love to do a concert completely naked. All right. She said that she would love to be able to just do a concert, possibly, obviously in selected markets, like something that would be a market that would be more lax, like a Vegas or Amsterdam. And she said she would just love to be able to come out on stage and just be in the buff, just be naked and do her thing. And I'm all here for it. Believe it or not, I'm here for it. And the reason why I'm here for it is because it is not a basketball game. Now, a lot of us got on Lizzo because what she did at the basketball game was just inappropriate. It's like right place, right time, wrong place, wrong time. You know what I'm trying to say, shit. You got to do things in the right manner, in the right order. And so if people are paying their money, knowing that they're going to see Lizzo in concert and she's going to be naked, and they know that's what they're getting, they're paying for that, then why not? Let her. All right. Let's not sit here and act like Lizzo does not thirst for attention. She is super thirsty, and we have just got to like be cool with that. Like, she's just a thirst box, and Lizzo loves that kind of attention. But again, if people are paying for that, why the hell not? I say, you know what? Go for it. Okay. She said that, in that kind of case, obviously she would take everybody's phones. They couldn't have their phones out. I think that's fair. But hell, if you're going to pay for that, if they know they're going to pay for that and they know they're going to get a naked Lizzo and they're paying for a naked Lizzo, then Lizzo, get naked. Girl, go for it. I don't care. Just don't do that shit at a basketball game no more. Okay. Don't do this at the games no more. That's all we ask of you, girl, because you got it going on, whatever it may be. All right. I think she does too much, but a lot of people like that she does too much, and that is fine with me. I don't give a damn. Just keep it on the stage, Lizzo, for people that actually pay for it and not at the basketball game. Okay? That's all I got to say about that. It don't bother me one bit. Now, let's talk about Tekashi. Now, as you guys know, Tekashi, some of you might know, Tekashi was sentenced to 2 years in prison. Now, a lot of people speculated he was going to get out of jail. I believe he went up, he was sentenced, last Tuesday, something like that. And while a lot of people speculated he was going to walk out of jail that day, the judge was like, no, at the end of the day, you still did wrong. So you're going to do 2 years. Now, he's technically already done 13 months. So judging by that, this man will probably be out like late summer, early fall of 2020. And he also has, I believe, like 5 years of probation or something like that. And I think that's fair. Listen, I think that is fair because at the end of the day, I don't think he should have walked out that day. A lot of people's like, oh, he gonna walk out. I don't think he should have walked out because at the end of the day, he did wrong. Okay? Yeah, he told, but at the end of the day, he still was a part of a lot of those crimes that took place. You may not remember, he put out a hit on Chief Keef. So he did do wrong. Okay? And I don't think it's necessarily fair that you get to go tell on everybody and you get to walk out and not do any time. No, he should have did some time too. And I'm glad that the judge made his ass sit there for a little bit longer. But where I draw the line is all these people like mad, like, oh, he's such a snitch, just snitch. Yeah, okay. I'm so sick of this whole snitch thing. A lot of people do a lot of shit. Okay. And you'd be surprised who gonna sit here and tell. If I'm looking at 37 years, I might sing too. Okay. So, if I can, now it doesn't mean, like I said, I still think it was wrong for him. You don't do the crime, don't do the time, or you can't do the time, don't do the crime. You know what the hell I mean? Shit. You know what I'm trying to say. But I'm saying is he doesn't get to, I don't think he should be able to just walk out of there after he done told on everybody when he was a part of the crimes too. That's not how that worked. Okay. So he cooperated and he got off. And also a lot of these people that he cooperated with the government against, they were trying to kill him. So I wouldn't sit there and do 37 years either. But all these people out here talking about they're going to pop him once he get out. This dude going to get killed. I think that's terrible because at the end of the day, a lot of people snitch to get out of jail. You'd be surprised who walking around here right now because they told on somebody else. Okay. They didn't just get out on good behavior. Some of those folks told. So don't sit here and say what you would not, in fact, do. I suggest you just don't do the crime, period. But I do have an issue with a lot of people sitting here wanting this kid to die and wanting this kid to get killed once he get released. Like, why would you want that? Why on earth do people want Tekashi to get popped when George Zimmerman is still walking around signing his autograph on Skittles for killing an innocent boy who did nothing wrong? Okay, George Zimmerman is still walking the earth as we speak, and yet y'all want Tekashi to die? Like, that is the craziest thing to me. All right. If Tekashi go down, it's going to be because somebody wanted to go be famous by being the one to pop this boy. All right, to take his life. But it's just stupid to me to think that this boy might get popped when he get out. But this dude right here is still walking around signing Skittles and suing Trayvon Martin's parents. Why ain't nobody got his ass yet? That's what I'm curious about. And I would like to know why his ass is still walking around freely with not a care in the world. All right. But people worrying about Tekashi and the fact that he is getting out. Like, please spare me. That is like the stupidest thing in the world to me. It's just so unbelievable, just unbelievably stupid to me to think that this man still walks the earth. But folks out here getting popped every day, but ain't nobody managed to put a bullet in his ass. Next up is, apparently folks is mad because Netflix is showing this, there's a movie on Netflix depicting Jesus Christ as a gay man, okay? And folks are up in arms, and 1.8 million people signed a petition to have it removed from Netflix. Now, I'm assuming, I hope, that these 1.8 million people didn't actually watch the movie, therefore giving him the streams. I hope that you weren't stupid enough to actually watch it, okay? The goal is not to watch it at all. I don't believe that they did, though. I think this is one of those reactionary, like, oh my gosh, they're depicting Jesus as gay. Oh my gosh, let's cancel it, without actually even watching to see what it was about. Now, I can understand why people are upset. Of course, if you're a Christian, you believe in Jesus Christ, I can understand that because, listen, would they do that to the Muslim faith? Would they depict Muhammad as being gay? You know, all hell would break loose if that was indeed the case. So I'm not sitting here like shunning or shaming Christians for feeling the way they may feel about this. And I don't even think gay folks wanted this damn thing. I don't think gay people was out here like, oh, let's make Jesus gay. I don't even think the LGBT community. It was just some people out here that wanted to cause a stir, and that's exactly what they did. Okay, this movie probably got more streams simply out of curiosity and the backlash that it had than the fact that people would have just watched it just because. And it's interesting to me, as much backlash as this movie has gotten, again, probably nobody's really watched it. It amazes me that people still overlook the fact that not much is still said about the fact that Jesus is still being depicted as a white man with straight hair. Jesus is not white. And if we are reading the same Bible, which I believe we are all pretty much, the Christians are reading the same Bible, you would know that Jesus isn't white. And yet there's no outrage on that. And it has not been any outrage on the fact that people keep depicting Jesus as a white man when the Bible clearly says his hair was like wool. His feet were like, what, brass? That ain't no white man. And yet we hear nothing about that. So that's just interesting to me. I'm quite curious about that particular thing. But I guess we just ain't gonna never talk about that, right? We just ain't gonna never touch on the fact that Jesus is out here. You know, people upset about him being depicted as a gay man, but they ain't upset about him being depicted as a whole white man in the Middle East. Go figure, okay? But anyway, just don't watch it, all right? Don't give it the streams and ignore it, and it'll probably just go away, okay? Just like everything else, right? That's just like y'all told us to stop talking about Kim Kardashian and it'll go away. It'll go away if we stop talking about it. Then just stop talking about this, like the way y'all told us to stop talking about the whole Kim Kardashian thing. Next up is Oprah Winfrey. Now, I talked about Oprah Winfrey many moons ago on other videos that I did when this whole thing with Leaving Neverland came out, and how she snaked and how she turned tail and turned on Michael Jackson and his family. So it is not shocking to me that she is now doing a documentary on Russell Simmons and the fact, on his accusers. I am not shocked because, again, Monique told us. People were so busy mad at Monique, they failed to understand what she was trying to say. I'm not saying that Monique didn't have some issues going on. I'm saying that Monique called this woman out a long time ago and people just didn't want to hear it. They didn't want to hear it. And now it's all coming out. Now everybody want to be upset with her. I'm like, well, no, because people have been calling her out for a minute. Oprah been a snake. It is a shame that she won't sit here and call out the Harvey Weinsteins and all those kind of people, but she'll call out Russell Simmons. She'll sit there and talk to those guys from Leaving Neverland. Now, I'm not saying that Russell Simmons did nothing. I'm not saying that he's innocent by any means. I wasn't there, but I don't like the fact that she does seem to have a hard-on for black men. And I just figure in my mind, in my psychology, I had a degree in psychology, is I feel like she, because of the black men in her past that probably hurt her, she is now projecting that hurt upon other black men. Other black men in her life have hurt her in the past, and now she's deciding to hurt other black men. Okay, instead of going for other people, but she can't go over Weinstein. Remember, he has a lot to do with a lot of her productions in the past. So she is playing it safe with the white folks, but she don't mind going after black men. And I just kind of figured like it's because she's projecting her hurt on there. But again, I'm telling you, Monique said it. But you notice she don't say shit about that school over there in South Africa. Now, if you Google her school over in South Africa, the school for girls that she opened up ages ago. And look at all the scandals that's been happening over there. All kinds of scandals of sexual abuse and stuff. A lot of those girls involved in sexual abuse have been abused. But you ain't hearing nothing out of Oprah talking about that stuff. Why she ain't doing no documentary on that? But again, she not going to do that. She's not going to do that. So Oprah has shown her hand a long time ago. People just didn't want to see it because it's Oprah Winfrey. People didn't want to call her out because it was Oprah, but Oprah been on bullshit, okay? Remember the Central Park Five? She was on the side of the victim. Even after the boys were exonerated, she was still on the side of the victim for a minute until she wasn't. Okay, so look into that. The last thing I'm going to talk about is Kim Kardashian. Now, I did a video a few days ago talking about Kim Kardashian and why is this still happening with the whole blackface. Now, Kim Kardashian did this whole photo spread and she looked to me, she looked like Dina Jones from Dreamgirls, Beyonce. All right, some people beg to differ, but I thought she looked like it and her skin was dark. And I did a video on it. A lot of people, called her out about it. And then, of course, when she started getting heat, I guess her spokesperson came out and said, no, we didn't mean any harm by that. We weren't trying to do that. It's the lighting. It's the lighting that made her dark. Well, that's BS because, again, you know that none of these pictures go past Kim without her approval. Kim approved these pictures and she knew she looked dark. All right. And then when people started calling her out, now it's like it's the lighting. Okay, bullshit. Okay, she wanted a certain look. She went for that certain look. And I was disheartened to see so many people telling people like me and other people, stop talking about it. Why do you care? There's other things going on in the world. You shouldn't care about this other stuff. Why do you guys care so much? Stop talking about her. If you stop talking about it, she'll go away. No, she won't. So she won't. Kim Kardashian is a part of our lexicon. She's a part of our culture. She's not our culture, but she's a part of society. She has been embedded into society. Okay? She is one of these people, white people, that capitalizes off of wearing blackness as a costume, performing blackness when it suits her, and then taking it off when she don't need it. She does it quite well, by the way. Her family has profited quite well off of blackness, okay? Putting on the black lips, the black booty, all of that. And what makes me even more sad is that seeing so many black women defending her. I mean, they put the cape on. They put the cape on defending this. And I don't understand it. And they don't see, do you not see that women like Kim Kardashian, women like her, they are attempting to replace you? If they take all the parts of black women, the ass, the lips, the hips, all of that good shit that black women possess. Not just that, but our swag, our sway, everything about us. And they put it on their bodies. And they're telling black men basically, listen, we got all the stuff that you like about black women. We're just not black. Yay for them. This is what they love. They are replacing us. They are attempting to replace us. They can't never replace us. Okay. We are we birthed this world, right? We birthed humankind, but they are attempting to. And I see so many people caping for her. And that's just disheartening to me. And you don't get to tell us to stop talking. You don't get to tell us how to feel about it. You don't get to tell us to stop talking about it. We're going to keep talking about it. We're going to keep talking about her as well as others. Kim is not the only person that performs blackness. It's performative. She is not the only one that performs it and then goes back over to the other side when it no longer suits her. Did you guys see the recent interview with Jennifer? J-Lo, Jennifer Lopez, where she kind of talked about how she worked with Diddy, and you could see how she kind of ran over to the white Latina part of it when it no longer suited her to be with Diddy. She got the swag, as much swag as she could from Diddy, all right? She got the boost of dating him and then ran over there to the white folks. So she is not the only one. Kim is not the only one, but we're going to keep calling these girls out. We're going to keep calling them to the carpet. And don't tell us not to feel a certain type of way. I don't get to tell you how you should feel about something. Don't get to tell us how we should feel about this particular thing. Don't tell us that there's other things. You know we can do two things at one time, okay? We can do more than one thing. We can care about this and do other shit too, all right? So that's all I kind of wanted to say about that, because I saw the comments. I saw the comments on other people's videos. I'm like, how y'all going to sit here and tell us how we should feel about what she's doing? And yeah, we should ignore her, but ignoring her doesn't work either. We need to call her out. Just like the Japanese folks called her out when she was trying to do that kimono shit. They called her out. We're going to call her out. Anyway, happy holidays to y'all. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I want to leave you guys with this video because, listen, UPS workers, they don't always do this, but not all heroes wear capes. Look at this UPS worker. Give this man a gold star, y'all. I'll see you guys on the next video.